Hello and welcome to IT Chronicles 10 in Tech. We're here at Knowledge 17. My name is Casanova. I'm here with Shane Carlson.
Hello.
And with Piero A Chiodo from IBM. I got that right.
Hello.
And so welcome. It's great to see IBM here, but it is kind of a strange thing, really, in a way, to see IBM at the ServiceNow conference. There's obviously a lot of, one would think, some competition. So tell us a little bit about, why you're here and how that relationship is establishing and forming going forward.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, delighted to be here because it is
Welcome.
very exciting moments in the marketplace. So what we see happening right now is truly transformational. Yeah. And this is, at the end of the day, what brought IBM and ServiceNow together. So we've been working with ServiceNow in the service desk ticketing space for quite some time in an opportunistic way. But the clients have been asking us to do something better aligned, better integrated, stronger together.
Right.
And so this is how we ended up signing a strategic alliance late last year, which includes joint go-to-market, joint development of solutions for our clients. And we use ServiceNow as a supplier for our internal CIO office. They acquire solutions and components from IBM, and we jointly develop things for the marketplace. So that was kind of bringing it all together.
Interesting.
Yeah. So is the global service integrator market obviously is changing dramatically, from what it was 10 or 15 years ago. Gone are the days where global service integrators are signing 5- and 7-year contracts, $200, $300 million. I see a lot more strategic sourcing coming from customers, a lot more multi-provider sourcing. How are you guys at IBM dealing with that, and what kind of role does ServiceNow play in that?
Well, it's an interesting question, and you're absolutely right. There is a compression on the life cycle of the contracts, but we have a very sizable base of clients where we manage and provide the service desk services. And so with renewals and extensions and renegotiations, we keep evolving and enhancing the experience, the productivity for those contracts. So the vast majority of my business is really in the evolution of this space. We have a new ground, a new field of new companies coming up, acknowledging the transformation in the marketplace, leveraging a ServiceNow kind of technology to drive that, but also looking at the IBM contribution in terms of cloud management, end-to-end integration, service system integration, delivery capabilities, development roadmap, technology like Watson, like cognitive. And so we have a sizable number of new companies coming to us saying, I have an in-house service desk environment, and I feel the need to deliver a different experience based on a different technology that gives me productivity.
Yeah. So as part of your strategic alliance, I saw that you guys were looking at leveraging IBM Watson for a lot of the things you're doing in the service desk area. How do you see technology like Watson and other machine learning and AI affecting not only the service desk space, but your relationship with ServiceNow and the things you plan to bring to market around that?
Yeah, well, that's certainly at the core of what we're doing together. I'm responsible for the development, the deployment, sales support, and alliances globally for IBM in this space. So we use Watson in a couple of areas. One is in the analytics, ticket history, data information around this very complicated workplace, mobile devices, laptop, desktop, multiple applications and platforms. So that history, you see some analytics in ServiceNow. There is a wealth of information that we manage through Watson Analytics. Gathering the data, understanding the data, feeding it to a cognitive system, which is, again, powered by Watson. Our first pass is at a chat with Watson to impact the user experience. So you can chat, get answers, find much more information. And in certain cases, you still go to the help desk, live agent, or call to the agent. And again, this is where we're working with a seamless integration with ServiceNow of our Watson Cognitive with their technology. So through APIs, you can chat with Watson directly, or you can chat with Watson using ServiceNow interface. You can open a ticket with Watson or with ServiceNow. It's transparent to the user. And then down the road is automation, because you need that to deliver the productivity improvements. And that comes from the tool set from ServiceNow, but also dynamic automation, robotic process automation, and other components that we add to this partnership.
Yeah. So on that note, one thing that we've spoken a lot about during this conference is we do a lot of talking around the technology side of things, and we get right into it's servers and the technology components. So what you just said, how do you explain it to the CEO, the business side, from a business perspective? Because they really don't care about, oh, automation, I really don't care. What does that mean to me from, yes, the end user experience, but what does it mean to me in the business terms?
Yeah.
How do you explain that? Because that's where I think we're really challenged a lot of times.
Yeah, well, to me, there are a couple of components. One is we have the Institute for the Business Value, which is a think tank in IBM that thinks about impacts, big trends, and so on. And one of the studies we recently did was on the impact of happy employees to the customer satisfaction level.
Right.
So when you start looking at Net Promoter Score and so on, how do I influence that?
Yeah, there's definitely a direct link there between your employees' happiness and your customer satisfaction.
Yeah, there is, and so it's financially proven by this study that is an impact. So one is happier employees because you are providing them a different kind of experience in their service desk is impact. The second one is by 2020, 50% of the workforce will be millennials. Mm-hmm. How do I attract and retain that kind of talent?
Right.
In IBM recently we launched Mac at IBM as a new option. Yeah. So we were asking employees, we're still asking, which one do you prefer? And at the moment 70% opt for Mac-based OS 10 kind of solution. But we also had people being interviewed by IBM and they told us, if you give me a Mac, I'm in. If not, I'm out of here.
Right.
And that's the kind of, you need to have the infrastructure and the technology to attract and retain.
I was going to say the retain is big, because especially that millennial, going into clients that are dealing with 3 generations of employees right now.
Yeah.
You have a generation that really doesn't care. Like, I'm coming in, I'm doing my job. You have that other extreme. If you don't give me this device, and you say to yourself, really, that's what's going to be the difference. It's a $100,000 job, and you're concerned about this one device. But that's the reality of it, and it's things that executives and leadership have not had to deal with in so long, but it's true. And we can't, I think we ignored it probably for a while and said, no, this is what you're going to do. So that's interesting, and I think we need those studies to prove out what we all kind of knew was happening.
And I can tell you that as an employee, I live it myself, and when we changed the IBM experience from mostly a Windows-based to a Mac, we totally redesigned the self-help environment. Right. And what was used to be a link in a web page that gets you to another page with a very complex set of instructions is now broken down in very simple tasks and videos.
Right.
So in our Watson chat environment, we work with 35,000 videos that can help a user understand how to reset a password or connect a printer and so on. Right. So it's simple tasks with videos helping the social collaboration, helping with a very different experience, self-help, chat, social environment.
Right. Yeah, because it's the consumption side. Our consumption model has changed, and that's what we have to adapt to. So, well, thank you so much for coming. I mean, it's great to hear, especially from a company perspective, an organization perspective, that they're going to be getting the better use of, big powers like IBM and ServiceNow working together. So I think there's a great opportunity there. So thank you for coming on.
It's been exciting. Thank you very much for hosting me.
Thank you.
Look forward to keep working with all of you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.